So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Claude Code with Drupal on Drupal Forge. It was easier to actually take a bunch of screenshots and show it to you than to do the live demo. And it'll be easier, I think, for you to follow along with the slides than to follow along with the live demo. So that's what I've done. So here it goes. But give me feedback if this doesn't work for you. So we're going to be using cloud-based dev environments. And what's the biggest advantages of cloud-based dev environments? On Drupal Forge, there's nothing for you to install on your laptops. You can do all of this stuff that we're going to talk about and from your browser. It's easy to rebuild. If you mess up something, it'll take less than 2 minutes to restart. And there's no resource limitations. So you can install whatever you want. If you create something cool, you can share it with others. And we would encourage you to share it with us because we're running a series of webinars and we'd love to showcase what you've built. If you get stuck, it's easy to invite others to debug and even to take over your projects. And when something breaks, best thing is it's not on your laptop. So those are the benefits of cloud-based dev environments. Now, when talking about Claude Code, the big prerequisites are that you're going to need a Claude Pro or a Max account, or a Claude console account for you to get the API key. So in today's video, we're going to be using the Claude console account method, which will generate a unique key which generates a unique key for each session. Okay, so first thing, go to Drupal Forge and then look for this application. So scroll down or scroll around. It might get relocated. Look for the Drupal AI Code app, which is a combination of Drupal CMS, Drupal AI, Claude Code, and it also has Gemini CLI pre-installed in there for you. Click on it and then go in there and do the express launch. And after the express launch, you want to turn on the Cloud Dev environment and launch the VS Code. Okay. So that's where we're going to do all the work inside the VS Code, which is going to open up in your browser. So here's the VS Code. Now, the thing to do in the VS Code is you're going to go in the burger menu and you're going to start the terminal. Okay. When you start the terminal, this is what you're going to get. And the container might be slow, so it takes a little while to load up. But once it gets loaded up, it's fine. But it might take a minute or two for this shell prompt to come up. So just be patient and wait for it. And once it comes up, you can type in Claude and start up the Claude Code. And this is what it looks like when it starts up. So you have to select your text style. So select whatever you want. I'll just pick the default here. And then this is what you're going to get. Now, the important thing is you want to pick the second option, which is the Anthropic console account. And then so just use your up and down key and pick the second option and then hit enter. Okay, and then you get this. Now, I want to tell you something about this. We could never get this to work on the first attempt. So you can try this, and if it works for you, let us know. In our testing, we can get this to work. So you can click copy, you can click open, you can click whatever, but I'll tell you what the problem is, okay? So you could do whatever you want here. It doesn't work because here's what happens, okay? So you can try open, and then I'll show you what happens. So this screen comes up, right? So this opens, and you want to log in with Google. So I have an account, a console account, and I've got some money in there. So I'm going to log in with Google. And it says authorize, so I click on authorize. And again, this is my first attempt. But then this is what happens, okay? So after authorize, it calls localhost. And this assumes that you're working on your local machine. Well, you're not working on your local machine. You were working on a cloud dev environment. So this localhost call fails. Right, so what you want to do is then you go back. Then you go back, and then it says, oh, that didn't work. So you click, so you hit return, so you hit enter, and then it says, okay, press enter to continue. So next time you press enter to continue, and it gives you another link. And this time, what you want to do is you want to select this, you want to copy it. Do not click follow link. I think there's an issue with that. So I would just select it, copy it, and then paste it in a new tab, authorize it, go through the same process. And this time it gives you the code that you can copy and come back and then paste it here on this paste code if prompted. And after you paste it, hit enter, and then it says login successful, press enter to continue. All right, so now you're logged into Claude. Now that's just logging in. So now after you log in, now you have to actually work it. So there's more prompts. So first it says, the disclaimer is going to make mistakes. So yeah, okay, click continue, click enter to continue. Then it's asking you if you want to use recommended settings. So yeah, click enter to continue. And then it says, do you want to trust the code that's in this folder? And you're sitting in the HTTP or HTML folder. And what is it saying? So it's asking you if you trust the code that's in this folder, and you want to say yeah. So I just click enter through all those things. And now you're ready to actually start using Claude Code. All right, so ask it questions, ask it to do whatever. So the first thing I asked it was, for it to guess what CMS application is set up in the current working directory. Right? And when you do that, it starts taking up a lot of tokens, and it goes through the directory. It reads the composer JSON. It's going to read your system info YAML file. It reads all kinds of stuff, but it actually figures it out. It identifies the application as Drupal CMS, and Drupal CMS version 1.2, which is built using Drupal core 11.2 with multiple CMS recipes, including blog, event, forms, news, pages, etc., and so on. So it did a pretty good job at it, right? So the next thing I wanted to ask is, well, what can you, Claude, do with Drupal CMS, right? So I just typed it in. What can you do with Drupal CMS? Well, the answer that I got was interesting. So here's my question: what can you do with Drupal CMS? So the answer I got was, well, you can build websites, you can build blogs. So it's like, okay, what can I do with Drupal CMS? So it's telling me about Drupal CMS, which I already knew. So then the next question I ask is, what are all the things I can do with Claude Code on this code base? So let's see what it said. So then it thought for a while. It asked me a couple of questions. It thought for a while, and then it came back and said, well, with Claude Code on Drupal CMS code base, you can do code understanding and navigation, So you can understand code, you can develop features, you can fix bugs, you can maintain code, and you can do testing and QA, which is pretty cool. Like you can do all of these things from the from inside your browser in VS Code itself directly. Troubleshoot module conflicts, debug performance issues, and so on. Now, I haven't tried any of these, so this is just what it tells me that it can do. So it's I'll leave it to you guys to go try this out and tell us if these things actually work. So what else can it do? So continuing down to the list, it says it can also do DevOps things and automation, configuration, and setup. So you can read all these things here, but I don't actually know what it actually does, but these are the things that it claims that it can do, right? So I've left it here and for you guys to experiment with. All right, then after that, you can actually hit question mark for the list of commands, but I'm just going to exit this. And so it's /exit or /quit. You can see the commands here. And when you quit, it tells you how many tokens it used and how much that session cost you, right? So those 3 questions cost me 28 cents, right? So you can end up spending, I think you can end up spending quite a lot of money really fast if you start using this. So be a little aware of this. And the entire session time was 1 minute and 19 seconds. And how many tokens did I use? So I used 103,000 tokens and input tokens, and anyways, there's a lot of info here. So, and here's the model that I used. So I used the Claude 3.5 Haiku model. I didn't do any of these things. So these are all the things that it took by default. So anyways, if you want to go try this out yourself, and to try it out, just go to drupalforge.org. Find this application. You'll see the Gemini, you'll see the Claude icon on there as well, and this is the Drupal AI in there, and build something interesting. And then once you have something interesting and you want to show it off and you want to share it, you can actually take what you have, you can turn it into a site, you can turn your site into a shareable site template on Drupal Forge, and you can share it with other people. And if you have something interesting, contact us. So we're starting a webinar series. We'd love to showcase your stuff, and you can show it off and get noticed. And you can even get credit for what you've done on Drupal.org. All right, so if there's any bugs or if you find any issues, give us a holler. All right, and I think that's it. All right, thanks you guys. Take care. Bye.